To my great relief, Sohn and I got back together again. We agreed to give our relationship a shot in person, but my relief was short-lived. In spite of my and Sohn's best efforts, we spiraled into the same cruel pattern. We would share a romantic moment together. We would get intimate, physically and emotionally. She would pull away from me once more, and then I would cling to her. Or I would cling to her, and she would pull away. Trying to determine which came first was like answering chicken or egg. Taryn, with whom I'd been having weekly therapy sessions, recommended that I look into something called imago therapy. After a quick Google search, I came across a story titled Turtle and the Hailstorm. It told of a turtle that fell in love with a hailstorm. They got married and had kids. In spite of the fact that they loved each other very much, they kept running into the same problem. Whenever they would fight, the turtle would retreat into its shell. This would prompt the hailstorm to begin hailing, which would trigger the turtle, who would then retreat further into his shell. Then the hail would come harder. Stalemate. One day, they were approached by a wizard who counseled the turtle to stop retreating into its shell, since that was what was making the hailstorm feel the need to hail in the first place. I couldn't help but do a mental fist pump in triumph as I read that part. Yeah, fuck you, turtle. But the wizard wasn't done. He told the hailstorm that not every conflict called for hail. Hailing made the turtle feel unsafe. Retreating was what the turtle did to protect itself from perceived threat. But then what is the hailstorm supposed to do when the turtle retreats? Just wait for the turtle to come back out? What if the turtle never comes back out? And how is stating the obvious the best that this wizard can do? When I brought up these questions to Taryn in our following session, he affirmed that my questions were valid. Sounds like you resonate more with the hailstorm. Yes, I admitted. Obviously, the story is an oversimplification of how two people's childhood wounds can rub each other in profound and painful ways. You're absolutely right that it's not enough to simply say what needs to be done. There is a lot more work involved. But oftentimes, our own insecurities blind us to perceptions that are not our own. And just by understanding that there is another perception, it opens the way for compassionate communication. Perhaps you and Sohn could have a conversation about how you feel when each of you is acting out of defense. I seriously doubt that Sohn would be open to this kind of conversation, I replied. Based on the conversations we've had so far, it seems like even acknowledging that we have an issue feels like a hailstorm to her. You could be right, Taryn conceded, but then added, but you can't be certain until you give her a chance. Would you rather be right or would you rather be certain? Because those two things are not the same thing.